Welcome back. You're watching Metropole Business Center. Here we talk matters of farming today. All right, let's move on to the agro commodities segment where we have a variety of products lined up for you. And looking at the dry white maize, we see that it's doing pretty well in Nakuru with 2,700 shillings, and Busia the lowest, 2,250. This is 90 kgs bag. So if you're looking to trade, the cheapest you can go to is Busia with 2,250. Moving on, oranges, 93 kg unit, or yes, we have Busia 6,510. That's the highest. Busia, Laikipia, Machakos, and Nakuru, Busia 6,510, and the lowest, Laikipia 2,790. So Laikipia is your go-to. Moving on, we have rose cocoa beans, 90 kgs. All right, Busia, Laikipia, and Busia and Laikipia. No business going on there, but you can go all the way to, actually we have Laikipia, but you can, yes, Laikipia, which has the lowest price, 5,400, and the highest being Machakos, 7,200. So Laikipia is your go-to. All right, another product that you're talking about today is the white Irish potatoes, 50 kg unit, Busia, Machakos, and Nakuru. They are trading on the white Irish potatoes. Busia, no, Nakuru has the cheapest, and Busia and Machakos, you can choose either to go to as your market. And cabbages as another agro commodity product today, 126 kgs. The highest is Busia at 3,780, and the rest three, Laikipia, Machakos, and Nakuru, are constant or are the same at 3,150. So you can choose either to go to. And we have tomatoes, 64 kgs at Busia is the highest at 5,120, and the lowest is Laikipia with 2,520. All right, so you know where to go to when it comes to your agro commodities, where to get your products from. And all right, let's move on to the innovations segment where we tell you what agriculture innovations that are in place, and we have the hydroponics. Now, hydroponics is a common system of growing plants used in most forms of vertical farming, and it is slowly gaining importance. It involves the growth of plants in solutions of nutrients rather than soil, as in traditional farming. In this vertical farming method, the roots of the plants are submerged in a nutrient-rich solution which is frequently circulated and monitored. No soil needed. Hydroponics is an innovative farming method where the roots of plants are submerged in a nutrient-rich solution. All right, that's our innovation of the day, and I would like to remind you, our question of the day that we're asking you is, does organic matter increase soil pH? You can keep in your responses coming in. Oh yes, and we like the interaction so far. We have Mwendwa from Embakasi who is saying, good show. All right, thank you so much, guys. And the answer is yes, of course. So people are saying yes, it does increase soil pH. All right, we shall be getting to know the actual answer at the end of the show. All right, now we move on to the agri-facts of the day, and on today's agri-facts we shall be looking at some of the types of organic matter you can use for your garden. 1. Compost. Compost is typically well balanced and contains a great blend of all nutrients. Good quality compost should smell earthy and be a rich dark brown. If the product smells like urine, it's likely the nitrogen content is too high. It's always best to make your own compost to ensure it is balanced and well rooted. Though you can find quality commercial compost with any commercial source to ensure that biosolids that that is sludge, were not used. It has an average pH of 7. Moving on to another agri-fact is mushroom or soil compost. This is a byproduct of mushroom production. This compost contains ingredients like horse manure and shredded corn cobs. It can be fairly high in soluble salts, but also contains a substantial amount of organic matter. Although fairly high in organic matter, mushroom soil or mushroom compost has low nutrient levels. However, the nutrients are slowly released over time, so they are constantly available. It has an average pH of 8. That is because of its high pH. Adding it every year is not recommended. All right, those are your agri facts for the day, and keep your responses coming into our question of the day. Does organic matter increase soil pH? Does organic matter increase soil pH? All right, so we continue, and so many responses coming in. It's that time. We are almost wrapping up our show. And Nuva, all the way from Limuru, thank you so much for tuning in from Limuru. And your answer is depending on what organic matter you are using. All right, and Halima kutoka Huruma, you are saying the answer is yes, of course, but that is depending on the organic matter you're using. All right, so many responses coming in. Thank you guys for engaging with us. All right, is it that time to read the answer of the day? Are you ready? Yes. All right, so our question of the day was or is, does organic matter increase soil pH? And the answer is, with an increase in organic matter, the soil recovers its natural buffer capacity, and this means an increase in pH in acid soils. I repeat the answer. With an increase in organic matter, the soil recovers its natural buffer capacity, and this means an increase in pH in acid soils. All right, thank you so much, guys, for sending in your responses so you know where you stand. Did you get it right or not? You can keep talking to us on our social media pages at Metropole TV KE on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. All right, it's that time of the show. We say goodbye, but thank you so much for keeping it Metropole TV. My name is Tabitha Mufonyo, sitting in for Kelvin Nyekunde, who will hopefully be joining us next week. Thank you so much, and stay tuned to the rest of our programming.